Let me just say this, some of you are not confused in dating, you were just unprepared and nobody told you the truth. And so unfortunately now you are learning through wasted time and situationships that should have never happened. So today I'm not about to sugarcoat anything.
Gotta be strong today. Let me melt, let me breathe, let me cry out loud. Let me stop being strong when you brag about. I don't need a crown to prove I'm strong. Just need a shoulder I can lean on.
Hey guys, welcome back to She Talks Life, and today we're getting into dating. Yeah, you heard me right. We're gonna talk about dating. We're gonna have a real conversation about real life. Because I feel like a lot of women are dating and they're dating with imaginary mindsets and fantasies instead of actually dating from a place of awareness. And then people are wondering why they keep getting hurt. So I'm going to be your big sis and I'm going to break down some truths about men. And if you're ready, child, say I'm ready in those comments. And I need you to understand this before you get attached, before you crash out, or before you send that text. And y'all know which text I'm talking about. So let me start here, because a lot of people think that their location is the reason that men are trash. Have you ever heard your homegirl say, the men in my city are trash. The men in my city don't take women serious. The men in my city, the men in my city. Y'all know them girls? We're gonna talk about that. The truth is, men are men everywhere. So just like they could be trash in Philadelphia, they could definitely be trash in Atlanta. They could definitely be trash in Los Angeles. They could definitely be trash in Memphis. They could definitely be trash in Louisiana. So all of these people who are switching states so they can quote unquote find a good man, it's not about changing your location. It's about changing what you actually attract. Because if your discernment is off, you're going to pick the same type of man, just in a different location and with a different face. Another thing that we need to talk about is that just because a man spends money on you doesn't mean that he actually values you. I need you to understand that just because a man has money does not mean that he values you, does not mean that he appreciates you, does not mean that he's going to treat you better just because he has money. Character is character. And so if he has poor character, it doesn't matter how much money he has, he's not going to treat you with the respect or the dignity that you may deserve as a woman. But can we talk about something real quick? A lot of women think that they deserve great treatment just because they're women. But the problem is that a lot of women just think they Little Miss Perfect. And a lot of men think that they just perfect because they got money. That is not true. You have to always be evolving. You have to be forever growing, forever learning, and also studying your partner and making sure that you're loving them the way they need to. So understanding that men who are broke can be manipulative and men who are rich can be manipulative, you will then start to understand that they both can have the same strategy, just using different tactics. I'll give you an example. One uses words, the other one uses money. Now, this one right here is going to save you a lot of time. I want you to stop building yourself based off what a man says he wants. Because most of the time, he's just describing what's going to benefit him in the now, not actually what builds a relationship. So a man will say, I like the fun girl. I like the spontaneous girl. I like the girl who's gonna have sex with me. I like the girl who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that. And you become that, and that's not even who you are. So you become more available, you become more flexible, you become more loose with your standards. And then what ends up happening is when that man is ready and figures out what he wants, he's gonna tell you that he's looking for something more serious. And now you've disqualified yourself because you didn't stand on the principles that you had, because you knew what type of woman you were. But to appease and to please this man, you changed your ways. And let me tell you something real quick. A man who says, I want to see where this goes, or I'm currently going to go with the flow, doesn't want you. And I know that hurts a little bit, but it's going to save you in the future. I have realized, even in my own personal life, anytime a man tells me, I just want to see where this goes, let's feel this out, we'll figure it out, they're playing games. A man knows what he wants. Men are by nature hunters, which means they go after exactly what they want. You don't have a decision problem. You have a problem picking me because I'm not exactly what you want. And I don't date men who I'm not their dream girl, respectfully, because let me tell you something. The moment you deal with a man who settles with you, you're going to forever feel the brunt of that. So I don't date men who are not overly excited to have gotten me. Why? Because I'm telling you, my mama raised me and she said a man has to like you more than you like him. And that has saved me plenty of times. The moment I did not listen to that, I suffered. Because the moment that you care for the man that's not your husband, you'll be in trouble. Hear me out. The reason that a lot of women get messed up is because I tell people don't like to hear this, and I don't care. Marriage, essentially, men look at it like a business deal. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't put love into it. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is y'all need to start, especially as women, looking at this and saying, does this make sense for my life? I was listening to a TikToker the other day and she's like, you know why a lot of Nigerian women are real successful in their marriage and all this other stuff? She said, because when they're going after a partner, they're thinking legacy. They're not thinking, oh, he's cute, so that's enough. Or, oh, you know, he's somewhat supportive. He's either supportive or he is not. They're not thinking to themselves, well, I can fix him up. If it's not what you want when you look at that man, do not even enter into the relationship. But what happens for a lot of people is somehow, because women have always been taught to be wives, to be motherly, they start mothering a man and they start feeling like I gotta fix him up and change him up. You're not Build-A-Bear. You're not Bobbiana the Builder. You can't fix. Let me tell you something. Okay, Michelle tried to tell y'all, but y'all didn't want to listen. She said, you can't raise a man. What are you gonna do? He's already grown. You wonder why he acts like a boy. It's because he wasn't raised right before you. Send a man back to his mama the moment he start acting any type of way. Anyway, in your dating experience in 2026, if a man does not act the way that a man is supposed to act, don't get upset. Don't crash out. Don't start arguing. Don't start saying, oh, well, you need to do this, babe. He knows what he wants to do. And when he finds the woman that he likes, he will do it. Any man that doesn't have the ability to open up his mouth and say, hey, I like you, I'm interested in you, and this is what I want to do, you give them no attention. They don't exist. Let me tell you something. Anytime a man used to say to me, oh, you're bougie. Oh, you're big money. Oh, you have your daddy in your life, so I bet that you're spoiled. That let me know what type of quality man I was dealing with, and I don't deal with them. Why? Because I don't have time to play those games, because I know that you must have watched your mother struggle. A man must have never shown your mommy good life or good love. So guess what? You probably have seen the same thing, and so you think that I'm going to be struggle love. Not on my watch. And so I have taught women this same exact strategy because, again, you can find a quality man. Now, am I going to say that every man is perfect? Not at all. When you meet a quality man, there will still be issues because we're all human. But at the core and the base of that man will have honor for you, he will have respect for you, and more importantly to you, he will have love. If that man doesn't move in that type of way, you move out of his way. Last but not least, I need you to look at a man's habits. And settling is not an option for you. You just have to trust your process, become the best version of yourself, identify your standards, and I'm not talking about unrealistic, really root your standards, and then give them to your homeboys and ask them like, hey, what do you think about this? What I'm asking for, do I look like a woman who should be given that? And then once you do that, because your homeboys will tell you the truth, once you do that, go back in the dating scene. Go back in the dating scene in your city. Go on dating apps. And if you guys want videos on advice on how to do dating apps, how to go out in your city, let me know in the comments. But start to put yourself out there. And again, when you meet somebody, do not stop at that one person. Date multiple people. Don't sleep with any. Don't sleep with any. Let me tell you something. If more women start to become abstinent and stop sleeping with these men until, I believe in marriage, but if you want to, once you have solidified a relationship that you know, like, okay, I really like this man, it's gonna change the game for a lot of people. What happens too many times is women are giving their body to men that are undeserving. Again, as a woman, I need you to understand who you are and how valuable you are. Because the moment that you do, that's how everybody else is gonna treat you. And so understanding how to date. And again, this advice is good for if you're single or even if you're in a relationship or you're trying to be in one. I don't think that in this day and age, anybody should be committed to a situationship. I don't believe in them. And so these are just some of my thoughts. These are things that I have seen as a dating coach, as a life coach, and I just thought, hey, why don't I come on here and give some big sis advice about dating? And so if you learned anything in those comments, let me know. But our declaration for the day is, I will not settle. Write it in the comments. And if you have some dating advice as well, why don't y'all put it in the comments? And so until next time, y'all, bye.